Today on Rappler, Malacanang is willing to discuss amendments with the Catholic Church for a compromise reproductive health bill. Philex Mining Corporation confirms 4 leaks in the Padcal mine site in August. And Chief Justice SALN releases 2 versions of her SALN. Hello, I'm Maria Ressa. Welcome to Rappler, your social news network. Malacanang is willing to sit down with the Catholic Church to discuss acceptable amendments to the controversial reproductive health bill. An informal technical working group consisting of the Executive, Senate, House of Representatives, the Catholic Church, and RH Bill authors will be created to discuss the amendments. RH Bill co-author Iloilo Representative Jeanette Garin says President Benigno Aquino approved the amendments. Anti-RH Bill lawmaker Parañaque Representative Roy Logoles says RH Bill proponents should not be part of the group creating a compromise bill. He says hardliners by experience find it extremely difficult to compromise. Malacanang and RH Bill authors will attempt to get the support of the Catholic Church by changing the provisions on contraceptives. The RH Bill turns into a, quote, poverty measure that will only cater to about 5 million poor couples. These are fundamental changes to the RH Bill and are outside the original list of 10 acceptable amendments that RH Bill authors originally drafted. Philex Mining Corporation says unfavorable weather conditions at its Padcal mine site in Benguet caused its tailings facility to leak 4 times in August. The latest spill was on August 30th. A Philex official says the other 2 mine leaks are minor. The company says it has yet to receive a copy of the reported initial 325 million peso fine for the first tailings leak on August 1. The Padcal mine operations remain suspended as corporate and government officials work on the leaks. For the first time in decades, the Philippines Chief Justice begins her term by releasing a copy of her Statement of Assets, Liabilities, and Net Worth, or SALN. But Chief Justice Lourdes Sereno has 2 versions of her 2011 SALN, both marked Received by the Clerk of Court, causing confusion over which copy was the right version. The first copy, released August 29, shows Sereno's net worth at 18 million pesos. The second copy, released August 30th, puts the figure at 17.9 million pesos. On August 31, Sereno's office says the first copy is the correct version of the SALN. The release of the correct SALN is important because it will be the baseline to compare future wealth acquisitions. The 2011 SALN is the first Sereno released to the public. Foreign Affairs Secretary Albert Del Rosario is now in Syria to help Filipinos trying to flee the country after months of civil unrest. Del Rosario left the country Monday and will coordinate with local officials for the safe repatriation of more than 5,000 Filipinos. Joining him is DFA Undersecretary Rafael Segues, who traveled to Syria last July and brought home 140 Filipinos. Segues says a total of 5,228 Filipinos are waiting to leave, but red tape is delaying their return to the Philippines. Last December, the Philippine government ordered the mandatory evacuation of all Filipinos in Syria after a rebellion began against Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. Social media amplifies complaints of customers unhappy with network service. Frustrated subscribers of Globe Telecom complain on Twitter, Facebook, and other social media sites about dropped calls, delayed text messages, slow mobile browsing, and difficulty in calling. Globe explains the recent network glitches and what lies ahead once its big budget modernization program is in place. Officials also announced a rebate for postpaid and prepaid subscribers affected by what it called the connectivity issue. The Ayala-led firm also downplays claims by rival giant Smart Communications that unhappy Globe customers are jumping ship. Well, let's now look at Rappler's Wrap for today, a list of the 10 most important events around the world you shouldn't miss. At number 3, Analysts say the United States economy is the driving force behind the very different 2012 national elections map and mood. Republican presidential candidate Mitt Romney says, quote, America has been patient as the economy faltered in the past 4 years, but the numbers tell a different story. With the unemployment rate in February 2009, Obama's first full month in office, the same as in August 2012, 8.3%. CNN notes no president since the Great Depression won a second term with unemployment above 8%. At number 6, the New York Times blames low-key Facebook chief finance officer David Ebersman, 41, for the financial catastrophe in the social media giant's initial public offering. Facebook allegedly lost more than $50 billion in market value 3 months after the IPO because of Eberman, a Brown graduate. The New York Times article says Eberman signed off on the ever-increasing offer price, which ended up at $38 after the company had originally planned a price range of $29 to $34. The CFO was also responsible for belatedly flooding the market with 25% more shares than originally planned. And at number 10, with the August 31 Republican National Convention a hit online and in social networks, but not on TV, the Associated Press says this is, quote, the latest evidence of the political conversation's gradual migration from traditional media to the web. TV viewership during the 2012 convention reportedly dropped sharply from 2008 levels when history was in the making. Democrat Barack Obama became the first black presidential nominee. For the full top 10, visit Rappler.com's The Wrap. Every story on Rappler has its own mood meter with 8 emotions for you to choose from. Click on how you feel and your vote will come to the Mood Navigator, which will aggregate the number of votes and crowdsource the mood of the day. And on this, place the top 10 stories that have gotten the most number of votes. If we take a look at today's top stories, government church to draft compromise RH bill, you have 56% annoyed, and we can see here from the comments why Jeff Angelo de la Cruz says, this is a sectarian move. How about the other faiths? 38% are angry. Soto, more on the RH bill. I want this out of my hair. 68% angry, 25% annoyed, 68% angry. A comment from John Kovacs, surprise, more lies. That 25% annoyed, all going to the mood of the day. Most people are annoyed. Well, that's Rappler's Newscast for today, Tuesday, September 4th, 2012. Visit Rappler.com and watch our newscast Monday to Friday. Tell us how you feel on our mood meter and help us crowdsource the mood of the day. I'm Maria Ressa. As we say at Rappler, tomorrow begins today.